What's up, everybody? So we had some technical difficulties, but we are back. Welcome to episode 96 of the Trash Talk Hour. Shout out to our sponsors, 10th Mountain Whiskey. Go to 10thwhiskey.com, type in VTT and get a discount. Special guest today is Michael Odell from Warrior's Heart. And today I'm joined by Nick, Buddy, and Joe. No, I'm just kidding. Joe's not here.
Joe's not here.
Joe's not here. I'm just kidding.
No Joe.
Yep, no Joe. Where is Joe? Where is Joe? Yeah, we can talk about that here in a bit.
This is also episode 96, volume 2.
Volume 2, yes.
Volume 2. That's good.
Take 2. Monica, can you hear us? We are live. Anyhow, as I was talking about in volume 1, we're going to go back to volume 2 and continue with the little conspiracy, all right? Call it a conspiracy, call it New World Order, Illuminati, whatever you want to call it.
Say again that I graduated in 1996?
You do, Joe. You do, buddy. You do. You do.
That was what we said before. And then you said you were going to say that you were in Germany in 1996.
Groundhog Day. This is really weird. That's a conspiracy right there.
Exactly the same thing. Seamless.
I know.
Seamless transition.
Anywho, like Buddy would say, we are going to talk about the Denver airport real quick, okay? It was built in 1994, 95, like we just discussed. And there's a lot of weird stuff at the Denver airport, okay? Like, immediately as you come into the airport, there's that blue Mustang, that big horse statue, okay, that's got the red eyes. People in Denver actually call it Lucifer. And the funny thing is the person who actually created that statue is dead because the statue fell on him and killed him, okay? So just weird stuff around that. There is a time capsule area in the airport that back in 1994, they buried some stuff in it. And it won't reopen until 2094, okay? Bunch of Masonic symbols around it. It says New World Airport Commission, like just a bunch of weird stuff. So I don't know what's in there. Is it some New World Order stuff, some Illuminati stuff? Who knows? Supposedly, we just talked about this, and Buddy actually looked this up. If you look at the runway from the top, okay, it's built like a swastika. Who knows? Buddy will probably talk about that here in a second.
It kind of is.
You can get to when it's your turn, buddy.
You could make it. You could make it.
Anyhow, there's a bunch of gargoyles in the airport, demonic like paintings and stuff. I talked about this one painting out there that has like a soldier, and he's got a rifle in one hand, and he's got like this sword in the other hand, and there's like crying children, like panicking and stuff, and he kind of looks like I don't know, maybe like a Nazi or, SS. I don't know, but just all kinds of weird stuff. So let's get everybody's take. I have no idea. Oh, yeah, I forgot one thing. Underneath the airport are all these like crazy tunnel systems, okay? Supposedly like Illuminati headquarters. Some crazy people say that the reptilians live there, okay? It's like an alien, some crazy alien. All right, I read the reptilians.
Have you ever been
to
Denver? Have you been to Denver, Colorado?
I've been to in the middle of nowhere. Yeah,
there's a chance they're not wrong. There's some weird people running around Denver.
And we're gonna get to you, buddy. But yeah, I guess you can go to level 2, and it's just called level 2, but there's no level 1 or level 3. Like, if that makes any sense. It's just really weird stuff. So I don't know what's going on out there. Is there like a secret underground base? Who knows, with tunnel systems? I do think that like Masonic and Illuminati stuff is all over. It's all over the dollar bill and everything, but I don't know how to tie all that to Denver airport, but maybe it's just in plain sight for us all to see and like fuck with us. So who knows? I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to get Mike's take on it. What's going on at the Denver airport? Is this just like some like coincidence, or is it weird shit that's going on? Is it a sign? Is it, what's going on?
I think there's a lot of weed smoking going on, and
okay, definitely the case in Denver. Yeah.
Man, be honest, I got no clue. There's weird stuff going on all over the world, right? There's just conspiracy this, conspiracy that, weird shit going on everywhere, and like it's easy to tie stuff to other stuff and then just not even explain it, and like the time capsule stuff, like why?
Why? And then we can't open it till 2094, and it's got Masonic symbols around it. Like, what's in there?
Well, I mean, isn't that kind of the point of a time capsule?
Correct. But like, why is like Masonic symbols around it and stuff? Like, I don't know. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mike, but go ahead. Yeah.
No, you're good. I think it all comes back to why, right? Like
Right.
tunnels, why? The shape of the airport, why? It always reverts back to that, right? And then that's
Correct.
what people try to find through the
Yep.
conspiracies and through research and Google and all kinds of other stuff. Is they just want to know why. People have a deep rooted desire just to know why about
Find
things
out,
that don't even matter.
Yeah. 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 Okay. All right. So what is the why and why? But like, what's the reasoning though? You don't know why? Is that your take? Why? Okay.
That's my take. Why?
All right. Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah.
Appreciate your mic, buddy. What is your take on all of this?
Okay. So people do have a
Listen up.
they have a deep rooted need,
Hold
but
on
that
tight.
deep rooted need is to know something that other people don't know
Right.
and then tell them that they do. So it's very easy to like think up conspiracy theories because you can look at anything and come up with a fucking conspiracy theory about it. So they did
Hey, look at The
move-
Simpsons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
That's
mean,
another. That's a good one.
That's not a conspiracy. That's just real. Like, what the fuck? That shit's mind blowing. But that stuff's crazy.
Really
So
weird.
that's
Yeah.
a how.
So they
That's a
did
how.
move
Yep.
36 million cubic yards of dirt to build the Denver airport. That's a lot of dirt.
Well, I also went
Yeah.
over budget, like $2 billion over budget.
Yeah, it was
Like,
4.8 billion.
Yeah,
Is how much
yeah.
it ended up costing. And then the runways, you can make an argument that there are 4 of them, and they are arrayed where if you were squinting and like turn your head sideways and were an
Looking around.
Aryan that wanted to find some esprit de corps, you could go, oh, we have an airport in
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
It's in Denver. It's a mile high, everyone. But you could probably say that there's a pretty good chance that because it's right on the edge of the plains going into the Rocky Mountains and the wind shifts all the time, that they just needed they needed runways in each of the 4 cardinal directions, and
Right.
Probably not having them.
And there
run
was an
into each
airport
other.
like 10 minutes away. They already had an airport there, and then they just decided to build this airport, which is really
Right.
weird
Well,
too.
yeah. Here's the problem with airports: you can't really close one down so that you can make it bigger. You have to build another one that's bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then- I mean, they probably did. They also
Yeah.
probably make quite a fair bit of money off of the contracts and running the airport and building the airport and all that other
And then
stuff.
are they holding their underground meetings with reptilians and aliens beneath the airport?
See, probably not.
They have to be.
I would go with probably not. Like, I mean, why wouldn't you hold your underground meetings like 50 miles to the west in the Rocky Mountains where there are caves that
Right.
you don't have to build? You can just walk in, throw some.
Well,
throw a-
maybe these underground
throw-
tunnels are connected to those caves.
And maybe if my aunt grows a giant penis, she'll become my uncle. I don't really know, but like, you know what I mean? Plausibility, it might not, probably not going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just seems very. Here's the problem with the other problem with all these like giant conspiracies, like the Denver airport has
Yeah.
meetings with aliens and lizards and like fairies and like Lucifer and everybody else, is that it's a large place.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that are working there.
Mhm.
Keeping that amount of people quiet about, like, you think that the guy that was moving the 36 million cubic yards of dirt, like when he started building weird like reptile cages, was like not gonna be like, oh, this is weird. They got a bunch of them. Yeah, it's just a bunch of mice down here, so the reptiles can eat. Like, you know what I mean? That doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know.
It's just, I think like all of that stuff though is purposely put into plain sight when you talk about like Illuminati and stuff, like the all-seeing eye, you know, and then like it's on our dollar bills. You got that satanic owl. It's in the corner. If you pull a dollar bill really close, it sits on the top of the dollar, like on the nose of it, and it's like always in plain sight. So I think maybe there's a purpose behind that. And then all, you know,
when
artists
did
and
Satan
music.
choose an owl as his
I don't
mascot?
know. They do like some.
I wasn't even tracking that.
It's
the
the
devil was
Bohemian
like,
Grove.
you know
We
what
can
I
talk
need?
about that some other time, but like
You know what I
Alex
need? I
Jones
need an
broke in
owl.
there one time and they burned like this statue of an owl or something. And then it's all the
That-
politicians, they
That's
get
not
together.
the
and-
Illuminati. That's that other organization that.
I don't know. I
meets
get
in,
them all
like,
confused. They're all
Arkansas or
super fucking
something.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
It's not
but now we're
Satan,
just going
it's
off on
that
a
other-
tangent about all kinds of other shit.
That's
I
that
get it,
other
buddy.
crazy shit. But
Yeah.
like,
Nick,
I-
what's your take?
oh, it's the Illuminati.
Yes, I sure do. He was enjoying salsa night at Spiker,
Salsa.
yeah. Now they can't hear you, Nick.
Boom. There it is. The Illuminati. It's the Illuminati. They got you.
It means we're talking about some truth.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Just hit
true.
on it.
My door's about to get kicked in. We're gonna get
There's a-
schwacked on live
It's
TV.
all fun and games until an owl starts like hovering in front of my fucking window, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, all right, guys, I'm gonna sign off.
Yeah.
Everything I said.
All right, let's ask the
I've
chat.
had you the whole time.
You guys
I've heard
got
you the
Nick
whole
now?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what it is? There's a new. Did your computer just update? Because they have a bullshit detector update. So when you started talking about capturing people, when you started talking about almost capturing people, like I remember the one time I almost captured Bin Laden because I was like 2 countries
still
over,
can't hear
but I
Nick.
knew where he was.
Anyhow. Yeah.
I would say we're not missing out. They're not.
I think
missing
we
out.
blame the Illuminati for sure. Yeah. We're being censored right now. Buddy, why don't you do an honesty cap or something, you know? While Nick tries to figure out his technical difficulties.
All right, you guys hear me now, right?
Yeah, we got you.
I
Okay,
heard you the
ask
whole time.
ask the audience while they're walking at this crazy screen that I have set up here that the Illuminati put up. But okay, we're back on there. Can they hear me now? Monica, can you hear me?
Nick.
Monica.
Yep.
Oh,
yes.
boom. Nice, we're on. Okay, yeah. So,
Boats said he can hear you. Thank you, Boats. What a
All
shit
right.
show.
yeah, well, it is a dumpster fire. So what's happening in the river? I don't know what that means on Gruntworks. I'm trying to figure out all this stuff. But again, with the highest paid employee for Veteran Trash Talk is our producer. He's not here right now. He's playing pool.
Not hard to
So
get the highest.
it's not hard because none of us get paid except for him. And
Yeah.
I think we made some money like last week, but I'm not sure. Okay, but yeah, I'm just gonna. Buddy hit a good point there, to which is, I always, when I go after the conspiracy theorists, I was like, do you really think the government could keep that a secret? It's like, do you really, like, the Supreme Court is one of, like, there's only 9 motherfuckers in that building, and they were able to leak a document out of there, right? Like, so it's like you think that this entire Denver airport with all these people, that's going, and then again, you watch Jesse Ventura, and everybody knows he's spot on with everything, and he was a Navy SEAL,
agree.
all right. He was one of the, and this will lead into the Book of Earl as well. He was one of the
That's how
1,000.
Navy SEALs do tell stories. Huh?
Yeah, he was one of the 1,000 Navy
No.
SEAls in Vietnam, right? Because I've met 16,000 of the 1,000 frogmen that were in Vietnam. So you never know. But again, there was a guy with an MP5 there. All right, standing there guarding a door. Why? Why are there Masonic? Why are there Masonic symbols with a guy with an AK-47 in the mural?
Yeah.
Like what is that? Right? So
And it's in plain
it's
sight.
in plain view, and
It's
there's
not really a conspiracy,
Hold
you know,
on.
it's just
I got
there.
it. I figured it out.
You got it.
You know what? I didn't put 2 and 2 together until you say AK-47.
The Russians.
No,
That's what it is.
What happened in
That's-
Denver in the 1980s, guys?
That's how they interfere with the elections from the
Wolverines.
Denver airport
The
in their underground
Wolverines,
base.
and they all used AK-47. That's how they fought off the Cubans and the Russians.
And
It's Wolverine.
it was Red Dawn. It
We
was
figured it out. It was
Red Dawn is the answer to all of this. Monica, can you hear me? Monica! Monica!
So,
All right, yeah.
case closed. The statue is for the Wolverine.
Yes, I think we figured it out. Anybody on the chat thread know why Denver Airport has Masonic murals and symbols all over the place? It's because of the Wolverines. All right, we have figured it out.
That's a good shirt idea too.
Yes. But anyways, here we are, and as Buddy likes to say, and you guys need the Book of Earl right now. That's why I kind of knew this was going to happen this week. So I was like, you know. What's America's flavor of the week, as Buddy likes to say? You can actually just kind of document what America is going to be pissed off about for about 27 to 20 days, right? And then it changes, and then nobody gives a shit anymore. Okay, and then I got into an argument. A couple of our admin on Twitter, right, got into an argument with Lethality Jane on Twitter. She's really cool. All right. So Lethality, if you're watching, all right, no hard feelings with what our admin were doing with you. All right. But it's like you said that 99% of something. And one of our admin responded with 74% of all stats are made up on the spot. Right. And then it triggered a lot of people. Okay. You don't know that for a fact. And it kind of segues into where the Book of Earl and the Triggered Pansy, chapter 1, verse 1, it all goes hand in hand. We want to talk about the Roe v. Wade decision. Okay. And like I said on Facebook today, I go watch the Trash Talk Hour because I'm going to tell you how you can actually take a hardline stance on an issue while keeping your emotional intelligence in check so that you don't show your ass. Okay. Now, I'm not going to take any side of this. Okay. The hardline stance that I'm going to make an example of is that I don't agree with abortion. Okay. That's a hard line stance for me. I don't agree with it. All right. Here's the other thing, the American in me. All right. If the state that you live in deems that it's okay, that's America. That's what it is. All right. They say that it's okay. Now, here's where it becomes a difference between ethics and morals. And I've explained this to you guys before. There's a difference in the two. Ethics is a written set of rules. Morals is is like your culture, your climate, what you value. All right. Those are morals. Okay. In the Constitution, which a lot of you are proving have never read more than 4 sentences, whether you're getting all upset about this, right? Abortion was never a right.
What?
Ever.
The president doesn't even know that.
Exactly. The president didn't tweet that either. The president doesn't have any fucking idea where he is. All right.
No, he actually said it. In a press conference.
Well, and then he tweeted it. He tweeted it too. And here's what's scary. Here's the people. There was a teacher on there, and I shared it on my Facebook page. There's a teacher that said when the girls in my school get pregnant, they're too young to be mothers and they don't want to tell their mothers, so I'll take them to go get an abortion.
Oh,
I was like,
wow. I fucking dare you.
Wow. And it's like, I replied to the tweet as the Earl of El Paso, and I said, I tagged the FBI, right? I was like, you might want to check into this person. All right. She's a fucking lunatic. All right. So like that's unsat. That's not cool. That crosses ethics and morals for most people. All right. It crosses all ethics. Morals, you don't take my daughter anywhere and do a medical procedure on my daughter, like without telling me or my wife. Like, you are nuts. Okay. So that's who starts coming out of the cracks here. Right. And of course, that's not the majority of people who are upset about this. That's just one Looney Tune. Okay. But the majority of people are upset about this. I implore you to, come on our page, message me, and tell me where in the Constitution ever abortion was a right. And then I try to trap people in this when they start getting angry because when I smell blood in the water on Facebook, I go nuts. Okay, and
Terrorist.
I'm a Facebook terrorist. Okay, like it's over. And so right away, I knew that people were going to start talking about the Supreme Court's decision with New York and the Second Amendment. Guess what the Second Amendment is? It's a constitutional right. Okay, whether you agree with it or not. Okay, that is a freaking right. And then you see all these people, where does it say in the Constitution that you can conceal carry a gun? Literally the Second Amendment. Like
shall not infringe.
Yeah, and right to yeah.
Shall not infringe.
Right.
But you have to be part of a militia.
Right.
Nope.
No, you don't. It's not what it says at all. So again,
it just says that at some point we might need a militia, and it's too late to get weapons once you need them. So have the weapons, and then you can have that. That way you can make a militia if you need it.
Yeah, and then and
so World War I.
So again, if you actually look up Roe v. Wade, and you can go on the Supreme Court's website, and you can read all the back cases that led into Roe v. Wade, like from the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. Women fighting for their rights to do things because bad stuff happened to them. Right? You can read all these cases. You can see them all. You can see what led to it. Right? And again, none of you lost a right. No woman lost a right here. Okay. And like I said, this is where you need to check your emotional intelligence. Your emotional intelligence should tell you right away that the Supreme Court just did something that was actually constitutional, and they gave the power back to the states. Okay. Now, if the state that you live in doesn't allow an abortion, guess whose fault that's not? That's not the Supreme Court's fault. Okay. It is not their job to dictate that. It is their job to say, hey, look, this decision, when it was made back in 1973, right, actually made sense then. Okay. It's not applicable anymore. That's what they're saying, right?
Can
Now,
we also talk about the fact that the original decision for Roe v. Wade is predicated on a fallacy?
Right, it's predicated. And that's a previous case. When you read on that, it's about somebody who lied about being raped, right? So again, you didn't lose the right. You never had a constitutional right to abortion. All right, you had a decision made in a court, in the Supreme Court, that allowed you to justify having a decision. Right? Hold on, buddy. You could.
I got a question for you.
What?
It's about Constitution. Isn't there something in the Constitution that says something about the right of people to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness?
Well,
doesn't that also? This
has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
It kind of does. Doesn't it also include the human that's living inside your?
Well, see now you're going to bring in a qualitative stat, which is an opinion, right? So again, it is that's your opinion. All right, so that's not in the that's not in the Constitution either. But again, no, like I said, if you want to hold your emotional intelligence, Dave, you got to go to facts. All right, you don't go to what your opinion. Your emotional intelligence is what helps you say, okay, that's why that person thinks that way. And that's okay. I might not agree with it, but that's why. So Buddy thinks that way because of that. That's fine. Okay. He shouldn't be. That's his opinion. And it's a lot of other people's opinions. Just like on the other side, there's a lot of other opinions that don't believe that either. Okay. But like I said, just chill out on the Roe v. Wade overturning. If you're out there in front of the Supreme Court protesting, you're part of the reason why we shouldn't allow everybody to vote. Because you're protesting in the wrong area. All right. You need to be protesting in front of your congressman's door or a woman's door. You need to be protesting in your state senator's door. All right. That's where you need to be doing something. All right. The party of abortion, which they like to label left and right, okay, has been in control for quite some time now. Okay. So if they don't have supermajority in the Senate, okay, but they can still get things worked and passed, right? They still can. All right. So that's where you need to be protesting. understand how this country actually works. All right. And then here's my last thing that I'll open up to an opinion. As far as I see a lot of these NBA athletes on Twitter that are saying, what a bad day for women. All right. And I go,
I know where you're going out with this.
yeah. And I'm sitting there like, man, NBA is cool. All right. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are, tweeting all this stuff. I go, and then anybody who's famous that's tweeting this stuff, you do know that you make enough money to organize committees. You make enough money to organize movements. You make enough money to
in the game.
You make enough money to take a woman out of Alabama or Mississippi that doesn't allow abortion and take her to California to get an abortion. You actually make enough money to do that. So until you actually do something like that, shut the fuck up. All right, just like
they also make enough money to take care of the baby.
Yeah, and then Desiree. Yeah, again, 50 years of are we rewriting history? Watch out! No, we're not rewriting history. All right, Desiree, that's not what we're talking about at all. That's the news talking point that you're falling under. Okay, all the Supreme Court did was give power back to the states. All right, they didn't take away the right to an abortion because why? You never had that right, not constitutionally. Okay.
Hey, what's the Supreme Court's job, Nick?
Huh?
What's the Supreme Court's job?
It's to make things constitutionally legal.
To make sure that any law that's passed by Congress and the Senate and approved by the president is a constitutional law. It has nothing to do with whether it's that's it.
Yeah.
That's their one job.
Yeah.
Their one little job.
Yeah. And then again, I'm not getting into the point about whether you should have the right to choose. That's not my decision. That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how to have a hardline stance on something, but then still having the emotional intelligence to understand how the country works. All right. And then I'm talking to all you people who are complaining about it. If you don't put any skin in the game, shut up. Right? You're not doing anything. Organize something. Organize a movement. Organize a petition in your local area. All right. Do something about it. I think we've taught you that. We're not the pot calling the kettle black. What do you think Veteran Trash Talk did? Why do you think it started? All right, it started because everybody wants to do 22 push-ups to stop, soldier suicide. All right, stop veteran suicide, right? And it's like, no, how about we just actually try to do something different? How about we try to create a platform, create an online source to where people can come on, chat, talk from all different areas. It's called putting skin in the game, right? And so that's what we decided to do. And right away, you see all these veterans with different opinions, which is great. That's diversity, right? And
that's okay.
And that's okay. So it's okay if you're pro-choice. Right? You can be hard line on that, which many of you are. But then again, you have to have the emotional intelligence to understand that you're not going to win an argument because it's not a constitutional right in the first place. Right? And then it always circles back to, well, maybe if we just had free healthcare. I can't talk to you anymore because it's not free. Right? Nothing's free. Nothing on this planet is free. Okay, not even water anymore. Okay, they got to pay for that shit. Okay, so it's
it's super funny is when a veteran talks about free healthcare, and it's generally the same veteran that has been in the military's healthcare program, and it's just like our fucking healthcare sucks. We need free healthcare from the civilians.
Yeah.
Like, well, why is it you always want to get a referral to a civilian doctor? Oh, I know, because it's not the bottom of the barrel. I graduated last in my class at freaking North Tennessee's fucking doctor school for the deaf, dumb, and blind. But that's who you get when you get free healthcare.
Yep.
Yeah. So I know it'll ruffle some feathers, but again, like Buddy always talks about the flavor of the week in America. We're going to talk about abortion for about, I don't know, maybe 6 days, maybe 20. This might be a little longer. All right, maybe 20.
A little longer.
Maybe a little longer.
Like
But no,
It'll be on and off.
well, the riots are gonna happen regardless because they're anti-fascist. Remember? So
it's just a reason to get a free Xbox and some shit.
I find that the best way to fight fascism is to be more fascist than the fascists.
Right. I like that. That's a good strategy.
That seems to be the technique that we have taken.
So again,
make a fuck Antifa shirt, so you should go check that out.
Yeah, we don't like Antifa because I don't think they
now.
really understand the definition of fascism and what they're doing. And I think they're doing what Buddy just said is they're trying to be more fascist to stop your fascism. I mean, it's a strategy.
Antifa's literal playbook is exactly what Mussolini's fascist party and what Hitler's fascist party with the Hitler Youth and the brown shirts did. Literally the exact same, by the book, number by number, the exact same strategy that those actual fascists used.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's odd.
But yeah, it is, it is what it is. I know that there's people that are upset. I know there's veterans that are upset about this decision. So if it does trigger your PTSD, if it does trigger some of the aspects of what you deal with your demons, then reach out to the community. All right. Say, hey, like anybody want to have a discussion about this? All right. And then, people are going to be either on your side or they're going to try to calm you down. If it affected you, again, we're not sitting here taking a side with veteran trash talk. Okay, like I said, I can have a hard line stance saying I believe abortion is wrong, right? But I can still have the emotional intelligence to understand that the majority of states allow it, right? The majority of people in this country actually think a woman should have a choice at a certain point. That it all differs. There's so many other variables, right?
Yeah, and I
so
think all of us on this panel can agree that there are instances where, like,
that or again, it really doesn't matter about your hard line stance.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, but that's your moral compass. Like, that's
right.
It's common sense, and
right.
Of course not.
Yeah, and again, and then you have the hardliners with pro-choice saying, well, it doesn't matter what the case is, it just should happen. And you know what? This is how I'm going to end it with this. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you having that hardline stance, but then you need to have the emotional intelligence that you should not have a system that pays for you to have your elective surgery. All right, if you pay for it yourself, good. But now you're asking somebody who you're violating their moral code, and you want them to pay for it. Like, that's bad. Right? That's bad.
Also good if women get to choose, which is okay. Let's go with you have the right to choose. Do men now get to choose to be like, all right,
you don't have a uterus, buddy.
I'm not paying any money for you to take care of the kid. Oh, I mean, you can't have it both ways. Like, I don't.
Well, right, and that's where you start seeing all this craziness, these talking points come out the window because just a year ago, all the same people were telling us that we have to get a vaccine.
Oh yeah,
and it's what, like, and then for something that like what? It's a respiratory virus forced on us, and all
military, like.
And I'm just gonna say there's probably a large percentage. I'll do the fatty Jane. I'm gonna say 99%, or I'm gonna say 99% of the people who were for the forced vaccinations are now upset that women don't have a choice anymore. That's what they think, right? So again, stop. Okay, you're proving that you just want to fly off the handle whenever you want. Okay, and maybe you shouldn't be voting. Okay, because you're a fucking lunatic. All right, so it is what it is. Hey, we love you. If you're, like I said, no, but for real, with Veteran Trash Talk and Gruntworks, if you're having an issue with this, if it is bothering you, reach out. All right, we got plenty of people on our group and page that probably believe the same way you do. All right, so they'll talk to you. But anyways, I get the great honor of introducing our guest. Okay, and Mike O'Dowd is coming from Warrior's Heart. Mike's a Marine. All right, and I think we're not allowed to say he used to be a Marine, even though Buddy and I, who are retired, we used to be in the Army, right? So it's just, I mean, it's a culture thing, right? Again, I don't have to agree with it, but I can respect it because I have emotional intelligence, but we'll just make fun of it a little bit. But I will trigger Buddy here, maybe if he can remember. But the first time we had Tom on from Warrior's Heart, we were very young in doing the show, and we didn't really know what we were getting into. And we had some guests on that one was an absolute fucking clown, right? And they came on with Tom, and Tom's just stone cold killer, right? He's sitting there just quiet while people are just like talking absolute bullshit on the show. And I'm like, I thought about it for a couple months. I'm like, man, we really didn't give Warrior's Heart the chance to do what they wanted to do on the show. So I reached back out to their PR person to get Warrior's Heart back on. And then funny connection, when we were in Denver for the Warrior Ride, there was two ladies sitting there eating breakfast next to us. And they're like, do you know Tom Spooner from Warrior's Heart? Because they saw our shirts. And I was like, yeah, he came on our show. We made a jackass out of him. Right. So it's like, we gotta make up for that. So Mike, welcome to the show. All right. Talk about your service. Talk about all the great things Warrior's Heart is doing and how people can, help your mission in doing what you're doing. Welcome to the Trash Talk Hour.
Hey, Mike.
I appreciate it, man. Some very interesting topics y'all been talking about. it's been good. It's been pretty entertaining too. So I've enjoyed just kicking back and listening. But yeah, so I was in the Marine Corps from 2006 to 2010, and did 4 years. Was struggling hard. Got out as quick as I could, and partly because they didn't want me to re-enlist. You kind of got to be squared away. Want you to re-enlist.
Okay.
So I got an honorable discharge, but I'll talk more about that if we have time. But man, I was with 3-3 out of K-Bay. I don't know if y'all familiar with 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines, or Kaneohe Bay. But,
Never heard.
Oh yeah, I golfed there. I golfed there all the time when I was stationed in Hawaii.
Right on, man. So that's who I was with. Deployed to Fallujah and Ramadi, and got out 2010. And for me, I was somewhat of a troublemaker before I even went in. Maybe that's why I joined the Marine Corps. And that kind of followed me through, man. I was just a drunk, man, tip of the spear, but a drunk. And that followed me when I got out too. A lot of veterans struggle with that transition. Some people it's easy. Some people it's super easy. They get out, they start a business, they just retire. I mean, it's super chill, no problems. And then other people it's not, right? And for me, it was not easy. Probably the biggest thing that I struggled with while I was in the Marines was not deployments. It was not anything that happened really on the deployments, except for one instance where our saw gunner took his life 1 month into our deployment. A young kid, 20 years old. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. And for some reason, out of everything I'd gone through in that 4 years, that's what fucked me up. Right? Like, that's not something that you're trained to respond to, for one. You're trained to respond to combat trauma. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're trained to respond to different situations, different whatever, 5s, 10, 15s, whatever it is, you're trained for that. So you're not trained to respond to your buddy's suicide. It's just, maybe now they do train, but back in 2007, 2008, it wasn't happening. So that was kind of something that I chose to carry the weight on that. And I didn't have to do that, right? But we're servants, right? That's why we join the service. We're servants' hearts.
Yep.
We will carry the burdens of other people on our shoulders, even when we don't have to. We will carry that shit. And I did. I carried that shit for a long time. And so anyway, kind of fast forward a little bit. So at Warrior's Heart Substance Abuse and Post-Traumatic Stress Treatment Center, right? That's what we do. We treat veterans and first responders. And when I got out of the Marine Corps, my problems didn't stop. I had it in my head that, and I think a lot of veterans do, they have it in their head that their problems are directly military service related. And so if they get out of the service, their problems will go away. But that shit ain't true either. It is for some people. But a lot of times,
it actually gets worse.
Yes.
Like, I talked to a lot of buddies of, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but who get out and then it just really, really hits them hard.
Yes, you did, Dave.
Yeah. Shut up, Nick.
You did. I mean, you literally did.
But yeah. But it gets worse. And I mean, Nick just got out, Buddy just got out. Luckily we have this community where I think like we've learned a lot, coping mechanisms, and just we have each other. But I can see where it can go south real quick, But
it's good that y'all are creating a community because a lot of times I think the biggest struggle is the loss in identity.
That's the biggest one. Yep. They have an identity crisis.
Huge. Like what Nick was mentioning, once a Marine, always a Marine. You know what the truth is I am no longer an active duty service member. I'm not.
Yep.
It's part of the culture. Once a Marine, always a Marine. But the truth of the matter is that I got out of the Marine Corps, and it's time to re-identify my life. That doesn't mean my service is gone. That doesn't mean my Eagle Globe and Anchor's gone. It doesn't mean none of that shit's gone. But I cannot continue to be that person. I can't be my family.
It means that in that group of people that you were a Marine with, or even with other Marines, that you get a free pass into the clubhouse, right?
Right.
But when you're out in the civilian world, nobody gives a fuck about that clubhouse.
No
Like,
one
yeah,
gives a
yeah,
shit.
no one gives a shit that Nick was a paratrooper, or that you were a Marine, or that Dave is a recruiter. Like,
Well, they might get mad at Dave still.
I mean, he does
Yeah.
lie a lot to people.
Used
He
to be a
definitely
paratrooper
joins-
too.
Yeah.
I
And
still
I was
remember my
infantry.
recruiting
Let's
days.
not forget my other MOSs. You know.
There can only be one.
There's my identity crisis. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. It's an identity crisis. We have purpose, we have mission, we have camaraderie, we have friends, we have family, we have brothers, and then all of a sudden we don't.
Yeah.
Right. All of a sudden we don't. So that's a big piece to it too. And that I struggled with that for man, from 2010 to 2016. And I ended up going to prison. My son was 2 years old. I was drinking. I was just, man, life was, it was bad. I mean, it was chaotic. And I created 90% of it. I'll give 10% elsewhere, right? But I created 90%.
Yeah, most shitty situations that we find ourselves in are created by us. That's the
Yeah.
fucking choices that we make.
As
Yep,
much as
believe
we
that.
want to deny it, it's the truth.
And everybody wants to always blame other people for their fucking problems. It's called fucking being a damn victim. Yeah, but go ahead, man. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, and I did, man. I did. It was everybody else's fault.
Everybody else, yep.
It was the Marine Corps' fault. It was my parents' fault. It was my brother's fault. It was my girlfriend's fault. It was your fault. It was everybody else's fault. And then I found myself sitting in prison. I was like, holy shit, I did this. I finally was able to grab a hold of, I did this. And once I grabbed a hold of that, I was able to dig myself out of that fucking hole. Right. But I had to take ownership of the shit I had done.
Mm-hmm.
Had to take ownership. And, you know, I served 2 years in prison, half of my Marine Corps career, right? No, yeah, 2 years in prison, and I got out, and I met the
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years.
I don't want to ask you what you did, but
I do. What'd you do?
Yeah, man, I don't mind at all.
Did you shank somebody? Because
No.
weapons are illegal in prison.
Weapons are illegal in prison, and now weapons are illegal for me to own anyway.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic.
Oh, it's a felony.
Yeah, a few of them. I got a few of them.
Oh.
And, all substance abuse related stuff. I mean, it is. And what they finally had enough of was drinking and driving. Man, it's illegal. This shit kills people.
it
fucking
does.
kills people. And
But you had the choice to drive drunk, right?
had the choice.
Okay, just want to make sure that we
Absolutely.
understood that
it was the
everybody
car's
still has a
fault.
choice.
It's a car's fault, right?
It was
Was
the
the-
car's fault, and I'm voting.
It was
for
the
car
beer's
to be
fault.
Illegal.
If that cocaine,
Alcohol's
if that line of cocaine I did right before I got in the car didn't wake me back up, I
Yeah.
would have drove. So it's like
Yeah,
fucking
it's the
cocaine.
dealer's fault.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Mexico's fault. The dealer got
yeah.
it from Mexico.
Colombia,
Colombia.
the Colombian
Those
bang bang.
absolute-
Yeah, sorry, we're getting a dumpster fire train going here. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. It was evading arrest in a motor vehicle. So basically, I didn't want to pull over
Fuck them
because
cops.
I knew where I was going. Damn.
Yeah, you just got to pull over and pull the veteran card. You know,
That works. That works 70% of the time. I burnt
every
that
time.
bridge.
Yeah,
He used
Yeah.
that card 20 times already. Yeah.
the whole town knew who I was, and the sheriff's like, "Get out of the car, Mike. Get out. Let's go."
Yeah.
Like,
So funny. So here's the funny. This is how small the world is. So I'm from Bandera. The cop, okay, the cop that transported me from county jail to on chain to go to the penitentiary is a really good friend of mine now. Became friends with him through Warrior's Heart after I got out of prison, and like he's one of my best buds, sheriff out in Bandera County. It's crazy how when you start doing the right thing for the right reasons, the right shit happens. And so life has been real beautiful since. But yeah, 2 years evading arrest in a motor
I gave you
vehicle.
some time to think about some shit and really figure it out, huh? I mean, was that the spark? Like, all right, I'm sitting here for 2 years now. I got to get something going. And then, hey, you got out, and then you started this whole thing.
I had two options, man. I had two options. I could one live the life that I was living outside of prison in prison.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That's one option.
Oh yeah.
And I could have done that to the T, right? Or the other option was not to do that. Do The other option was to do the exact opposite of what I had been doing to get there.
Heck yeah.
And that's what I chose to do. I'm an addict, alcoholic mindset. So when I was a Marine through and through, 100%, right? When I was drinking, I was drinking 100%. When I was in the gym, 100%. When I was with my friends, 100%. No matter what it was, I'm giving 100% all the time. And that was learning how to refocus that. So now I'm sitting in prison, I can give 100% to doing the right thing instead of the wrong thing. And that's what I did, man. And I spent 2 years. I just started reading books, reading, the self-help books, reading my Bible, reading different things, just trying to do anything that I could. And one of the pivotal moments was I was sitting in prison, and I thought,
real quick, Mike, real quick. The chat is saying Buddy is sleeping. Wake up, Buddy.
Buddy's
Boats
not
is saying
sleeping. Buddy is actually what we're doing. It's called attentive listening.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike. But I just want to let Buddy know.
Let me see your notepad. Are you doodling?
Yeah. No, I'm not doodling.
Go ahead, Mike.
So you're in prison, you're reading books, and you're reading self-help books and doing all of the things. And the spark was, go ahead. I'm just proving that I'm listening.
Yes, man. Hey, the spark was, I'm a United States Marine. I have an honorable discharge. I served my country. I served, 2 deployments. I made it home. Like, what the fuck am I doing in prison? I'm not a criminal. Like, this is not where I need to be. My son was 2 when I went in. He was 3. Thank God that I'm pro-life, and my girlfriend was pro-life at the time, because when I got out of prison, I had another kid. She was 2.5 years old when I got out of prison. How about that? My daughter, hey, pro-life, man. Thankful every day for them. And when I got out of prison, I ran into the founders of Warriors Heart. They heard my story, basically heard that, I was 1, sober, and 2, a veteran, and offered me a job. And I was like, shit, I need a job. I'm on parole. I don't care what it is. And the job was answering phones for the crisis line. And Warriors Heart has a 24/7 crisis line where any veteran or first responder can call in that is struggling. We don't even care if you don't fit criteria for our program. Like, let's say you don't have substance abuse issues and you're just struggling. You can still call, and one of us will help you out and find you the referrals where you need to go.
Oh, right? Very nice. Okay.
So it's not just only call us if you need help with this. Like, we don't care who calls. The veteran, first responder, give our ass a call, and we will help you get into our program.
How many people work for this crisis line? Like, and is it?
Yeah, so our team right now, there is 7 of us. It's ran 7 days a week, from 7 a.m. to 2300, 7 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah, and they just got to call in.
Hey, Mike,
go ahead, buddy.
For people that are for people that might be wondering or listening or whatever, what is that number that they can call?
Yeah, I'll pull it up real quick, and I'll
Yeah, I got it. You don't work there, or I mean, you work there. You don't call it all the time. I got it. I wouldn't.
Well, I mean, I have my cell phone number, but we'll keep that one.
Yeah. Yeah. You might not want to put that one right now.
If you don't mind me asking, is there a lot of traffic on there? Like, is it?
So,
Dave, did you wait for him to say if you don't mind?
Huh?
You said if you don't mind me asking. You didn't wait before you asked.
Yeah, I do mind.
Hey, Nick. Well, shit.
Hey, so over the last 6 years, we're about 90 warriors away from hitting the 2,000 warriors mark that have come through our program in 6 years.
Wow.
2,000 veterans and first responders have chosen life over addiction and PTSD.
Heck yeah.
Our mission is 1 million.
Cheers to that.
But yeah, man, the number is 855-960-5405. That'll go to our admissions team. And if you're in a crisis, call it. Just call. Our team is there to help.
Hey, so run, if you can, run us through a scenario. Now I'll give you the scenario if you can, please. I call you and say, you know what? I'm not suicidal, but you know what? Like what is there any like? Can I just call you? Like I mean, fuck today.
Yeah, I'm feeling off.
All right, tell me what's going on.
Like, well, like right now, like I mean, my my significant other is yelling at me, telling me that I don't appreciate anything. I haven't I don't value the feelings. I'm mean to the kids, and maybe I'm just gonna. They tell me I drink too much. Like, is this normal?
Yeah, that's every day. Those kinds of phone calls come in every day. So we've got the phone calls that come in where someone's tired of living. We help them through that. And then we got the phone calls that come in where it's like, hey man, I drink too much. I need help. My family sucks. Okay. And then we got the calls that come in. I don't drink. I don't use drugs. I'm struggling with PTSD. Okay, let's talk through that. And we'll just talk it out, man. A lot of the phone calls are 20, 30-minute long phone calls. And the team's really good at just listening because a lot.
And then you guys are connected with a bunch of organizations then throughout the country that because obviously you can't handle everything over the phone call. Like, how does that process work? If you're okay, we need to refer this guy somewhere ASAP, before something happens. Like, how do you go about that?
So we got a lot of different referral connections. A big one for guys that just have PTSD is Boulder Crest Retreat. They got 2 locations, and they've got the Warrior Path program partnered up with Gary Sinise Foundation. So that's a big one that we'll refer to for guys and gals that just have PTSD. It's free. They don't need to go through their VA for Boulder Crest. They don't need to go through the VA. They don't need to call their TRICARE doctor. They just need to call Boulder Crest Retreat, and they can get into Boulder Crest Retreat. If they come through us, they would need to go through the VA or insurance or heart profit route, whatever. But the team helps them with that too. So let's say we got a veteran, right, that got kicked out of the military for substance abuse, right? Because they couldn't deal with the traumas and shit that happened on deployment. So they were abusing substances when they got back. They didn't get help and they got kicked out. What do we do with that guy? Does he not rate help because he got a dishonorable discharge for punching the staff NCO on duty because he was drunk, right? Fresh back from Afghanistan. That guy doesn't deserve help or what?
That happened to Buddy all the time when he was on staff duty. I always have to get called in and replace him because you got knocked out by a private.
Because I was drunk, or because
because you got knocked out by a private who was drunk.
Oh yeah, it happened all the time, the time, so many times. I can't even count it, but that's probably because of all the concussions getting knocked out.
I knew you looked familiar.
Yeah. Probably.
Hey, Mike.
I had such a glass jaw that Marines would come up just to knock me out. It was crazy. It was a bad time in my life, really. Yeah. Hey, so what if somebody
Buddy, I gotta cut you off like I cut Dave. I gotta cut you off like I cut Dave off. All right. You are now at Austin P, the Harvard of the Southeast. We don't begin sentences with so. So let's start.
Anyway,
we do.
Well,
no, you do, Dave. You're not at Austin P. He's at Austin P. He's got uphold the standard.
Here in northern Alabama, we definitely do.
Yeah.
So anyway, so what if somebody wants to, like, say you have a buddy that you know about that's having an issue and needs treatment for substance abuse? Can you call in and get the ball rolling for that person, or how does that work? Like, say you got a buddy that is in detox or something like that, and you're trying to get him a treatment facility before he gets out of detox. Is that a possibility, or does he need to call? Or she? Sorry.
If we can get, if someone, family, friend, or whoever will give us a phone number, our team is happy to make the cold call.
Okay.
We're happy to do that. It works better. Nick mentioned on the beginning of this phone call, I don't know what the context was, but he said it was skin in the game for something.
Yeah.
There's less skin in the game if I call you to try to get you help. There's more
Right.
skin in the game if you call me, right? Because
Mhm.
that phone
Damn
is
right.
1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
I can call you all day long. I'm trained in it. I'm comfortable with it. It doesn't scare me. But you're scared shitless to pick up the phone. So we'll do either way, but it works way better when someone is personally invested in it, even if it's just them picking up the phone themselves.
Right. And
Right.
then you watch a couple episodes ago, we had a chaplain on, retired, and he runs an organization as well. He teaches suicide prevention to first responder units and all that stuff. And, and he said something that, like you just brought up, like you're scared as shit. Now, he said something that I've always kind of thought, and he made it more intelligent. The way he said it was that, suicide is sometimes it's a valuable option. It is. And not only is it an option, cowards can't do it. Like you have to be strong to kill yourself. Like you have to actually have the courage to do it. Right. And so how you said it, how you're scared shitless to pick up the phone and say that you need help. Right. In your experiences of that, do you ever like, like what do you think causes people to jump from not even having the courage to pick up their phone to now all of a sudden they have the courage to do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think a lot of it, and you're right. In my opinion, I think a lot of other people's opinion, it's the weak way out of stuff, but weak people can't do it. And it becomes a very viable option when the absence of me creates wealth for everybody else. If I feel that way about my life,
Yeah.
Mhm.
if the absence of my life creates a good life for other people, then
Everybody would be better off without me. Yep.
because we're servants. And we can get it twisted upstairs that this is my final act of service to you. I'm tired of dragging you through shit. I'm hopeless. There's no way out for me, but I can leave and let y'all go and live your life. And that's how a lot of people see it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, man, I've been there, man. Before I went to prison, I thought about it, tried it numerous times. Life was better with me gone. And I believed that. But now I look at my life, I got custody of both of my kids. I think, I believe 100% that 7 years ago, life probably was better with me not in it. I was destroying people's lives. But life now is better with me in it.
Damn right, brother.
You know what I'm saying? And so I tell this to people all the time. You've made it through 100%, 100% of the most toughest days, darkest hours, darkest minutes you've ever gone through. 100%, right? So why can't you make it through today? Like, what's so bad about today that is different than all of the other shit days that you've had? You know what I mean? Like, go back to Ramadi, go back to Afghanistan, you made it through that. What happened today that's so damn bad? You got a flat tire and now you've lost it? Hell no. Like, no. And so yeah, man, I mean, yeah.
That's a whole nother topic, like controlling your emotions and how you attach value to anything, like a situation like that. Like if you can detach value from, people make, like people talking shit about you or whatever it is, you just detach, fucking don't put any value to it. It's easier said than done, right? But I feel like I maneuver through life a lot with that. I just don't we all get triggered sometimes, but I don't really let shit affect me. I'm not worried about it. Like it is what it is,
Yeah.
So yeah, I like how you say that, but it's true. Yeah.
I'd like to take credit for that question that I asked, but I did not think that the answer that you gave was going to be that awesome. So really, really appreciate that. No, that was awesome. I think that's going to be a soundbite that we're probably going to tag if you don't mind.
Yeah, we'll tag and throw on TikTok. Yep.
That was a good one.
So Mike, so call center, is there any, and then obviously referring people, is there any, what else is there? Or is that does that really encompass everything that you guys do?
No, so it's 543 acres. So I'll give you the 2-minute spiel on Warriors Heart.
You can go more than two if you want.
So it's 500. Oh, I'll go 3.
Yeah.
543
3.5
acres, right? It's
I'm a Marine. I do what I want.
It's outside of the city. You can't hear horns. You can't hear cars. You can't hear shit. You can't hear planes unless like we got air life coming in to like just come say hi in a chopper or something. Like it's out in the middle of nowhere, Bandera County. We've got 2 pastures, East Pasture and West Pasture. We do nature hikes on, equine therapy.
Those are horses, buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm
horses.
I'm tracking what equine means.
Yeehaw!
I just did some equine therapy the other day in
Nice.
Tijuana.
No, that's a different type of equine therapy.
Yes. Yeah.
We won't talk about that on the show. But,
We won't talk about that on
go
the
ahead.
show.
Let's talk about this
Tomato,
place.
You know what I mean?
Tangent.
Tomato, guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
So it's a huge property. We do, like I
No,
said, we do
no, babe, it's equine therapy. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Substance abuse, post-traumatic stress. We've got doctors on staff, counselors on staff, nurses on staff, clinicians on staff, professional counselors, chemical dependency counselors. We got a full wood shop, full metal shop.
Wow.
Swimming. I mean, canine therapy. We do full service canines and emotional support canines. So a veteran can come through our program and maybe they need a service dog. Well, they can get a service dog through the canine department at Warriors Heart. We've got sober living options. So like they can come through and do 6 to 12 weeks inpatient with us and then transfer into a sober living and IOP level of care too down the road. So if they're struggling, there's absolutely no reason why they can't get the length of time they need under their belt working a successful program with tools to be successful back in their community. Like there's no reason. It's there. And it's freaking amazing, man. It's different. I've been to treatment, I've been to prison. It's different. Warriors Heart's different. It's just different.
Dude, it sounds amazing. I mean, I didn't know I knew that you guys had more stuff going on, but I didn't know that it was at that level.
Yeah, because we didn't give them the chance last time. That was our fault.
We didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our fault. We take blame for that.
It's specifically set up for veterans, correct?
And first responders.
First responders.
Pay attention.
Because nobody ever thinks about those guys, and they go through it every day. Yeah. Active duty as well.
Active duty. We have been getting lots of active duty service members. So for a long time.
So they'll get referrals to go there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a stigma attached to alcoholics and drug addicts or alcohol abuse, drug abuse, PTSD, right? If you have PTSD, you're crazy. Take your guns. Like, oh my God, he's going to lose his mind and go murder 1 million people because there's a stigma attached to it. It's getting less and less. Back in the day, an alcoholic was a bad person. Back in the day, a drug addict was a bad person. A person with PTS symptoms was a bad person. They were crazy. The stigma is being broke. People no longer see. Some people do, not all people. A lot of people now look at the alcoholic drug addict as a person that needs some help. They're not crazy. They just need help. A veteran that has PTSD is not crazy, right? Because now it's widely known that apparently you can get PTSD because your teacher slapped the desk and scared you when you were in class. Everybody.
Right.
Well, it's a loud noise, Mike.
Yeah, everybody's got it now, right?
Yeah.
It used to be only crazy people have it, right? Now everybody's got it. So the stigma, my point is the stigma's not there anymore. So it's okay to reach out for help. And we're seeing that through the active duty communities.
Yeah, the military is definitely shifting. We're getting better at it, 100%. I mean, back then you wouldn't get promoted. I've talked about this on the show multiple times. The Master Sergeant EA board was going on, and I went to brag. I went to some mental health because I'm dealing with some things, but
they fucked up.
Yeah, I'm fucked up like we all are now. But and I was gonna do some counseling and everything, and she was like, I'm gonna put your information in the system, but I suggest waiting until the board's over. Literally was told that. I'm like, holy shit. Like, and it wasn't, that extreme. Like I went there and said, I'm going to kill myself, dealing with some anxiety, nightmares, things of that nature, which I will openly talk about. But she said, you might want to wait until, We send you to mental health until the board's over. Then I got promoted in '88. Now I'm getting my shit together finally because I'm starting to take care of myself now because I get out in a year. But yeah, I think we have shifted though now. I think we are getting better. But
Absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely, we are.
Your PHA when you come back from deployment. Have you seen dead people? No. Like we'd all be scared to say yes.
Yeah, you got somebody like Beck with the 17-year staff sergeant going, just put fucking no. I want to get out of here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
and we always do it we always do it like right before you're supposed to get off work. Hey,
Yeah.
Get this done real quick.
Yeah.
Like,
Not-
I don't
it's
want
like,
to answer any more fucking
We're
questions.
getting better. We're getting better, and we need to. I mean, we've been at war for the
No,
last 20
Dave-
years, so.
Dave,
Yeah, go ahead.
you're spot on. You're spot on with what you just said, and the same thing with the TBIs. Remember when we came back from Samara and
Yeah.
and they were like, I failed that little anagram test or whatever, and so I had to go into that talk to some shrink, and the shrink was like, she goes, "Do you want to stay in the army?" Now it's 2007. I was like 2000. Yeah, and I was like, yeah. She's like, okay,
Yeah.
we'll just say that you have redeployment stress, and I was like, okay. And so I stayed in the army, but it's like now, like maybe it should have been like, hey, we're kind of working out this new traumatic brain thing because it wasn't a thing yet. So it's like we're working out this new traumatic brain thing. Maybe we should get you some help, right? That would have been the right answer. So again, that's where you get into that crossing the ethical and moral boundaries, right? Like it's like, but hey, Mike, that point is where like we always try to say that we don't like to blame the government for anything because we don't want to rely on them. We don't want to blame the VA person that works at the VA. We could blame the VA, but we don't want to blame the people that work there. They're doing what they can do. All right. Why would you say it's so important to just give you that call to call Warriors Heart and say, hey, let me get in one of these things. I need that help. Right? Because I know there's plenty of people watching right now that and then they comment on our stuff all the time about how shitty the VA is. And it's like, you do realize that there's all kinds of veteran groups out there that will help you. So how do they get to you? How do they get to go do these events?
So I think the biggest thing, why call, right? That was the first thing. Why call?
Well, that too, yeah.
So so the VA that I use, they've never done me wrong. I know a lot of veterans cannot say that, and that sucks, right? That sucks because there's so many veterans out there that have had a bad experience with the system and certain people, some people, right? Because the facts are some people have a job because they need a job and they don't have a purpose or a passion behind the career of their choice. So you're going to run into some people in different career fields that are only there for paycheck. And I'm not saying, or what I am saying is the team at Warriors Heart is there because they care, like legitimately they care. I've never seen a group of people more passionate about serving this population than the people at Warriors Heart. In fact, our interview, our process to even get on the admissions team, you got to pass a phone interview. You got to pass an in-person interview. I put you on a mock crisis call to see if you can build rapport and connect with the person on the other end of the phone. And if you pass all that and you're a good fit, we'll let you join the team. So it's very selective, right? Because we want a team that cares. So why call? Because the team cares. Literally everybody there gives a shit, and will do what they can to help.
And what's that number again, Mike? 855
960.
We're gonna post all of it, buddy. We're gonna
5405.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good time.
855-960-5405.
Yeah, Dave, calm down. Buddy was trying to give a plug there. That was him doing that. So I knew you were doing, buddy. I'm on your side.
Post it on our page. Post it on our page. That'd be great.
Yeah, Dave doesn't know how podcasts work.
Yeah,
we've only done 96 episodes.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Good plug.
Yeah.
Jumping back on it, how do you get to us, right? You can get to us through the VA. You can get to us through the VA. You can get to us through nonprofit support. If your VA says no, the team can help you. We can connect you with some nonprofits that'll do it. That'll help you get the funds to do it anyway. So there's always, if there's a willingness to change your life and get some help, then there's a way for that to happen. It's doable. The team can help.
That's
Dude, you're all
awesome.
over it, man. This
No,
is
that's
awesome
that's
stuff.
awesome.
We need to talk offline after the show. Like I mean, this program just in general, just one of the best ones I've heard of. Like, just because you guys literally have it all, from the call center to the help. You know, it's just like all in one piece. You know, I like it, man. I like it.
Yeah, this show is definitely going to help some people out, and I know it's going to get some people there. And how do you guys work off of donations and sponsors, right?
Yeah, so people, there's the Warriors Heart Foundation, 501c3, that will help veterans that need financial support with maybe sober living costs or insurance out of pockets, or if they don't have insurance and the VA tells them no, we can do an application with them, send it up to the board for review, and they'll approve funds that way. There's the Gary Sinise Foundation. There's Boot Campaign. There's all kinds of foundations out there that actually do good with the funds that they get to help veterans. There's some out there that don't. I mean, we know the truth.
Oh yeah,
out there that don't help, but there is a lot that do, and we've vetted quite a few of them. The team's been working over the last 6 years with building relationships with different organizations that actually do give a shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean,
hey,
I think the point is pretty clear that, I mean, the only thing that the guy or girl needs to do that needs help is they just got to pick up that 1,000-pound phone and make a call, and then you guys will figure out how to get it paid for.
Yeah.
Is that kind of?
no, I love that line right there. That's awesome. So
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna keep that one.
no, we should do it. We should do a Warriors Heart fundraiser with that shirt, and then donate the proceeds to that line on that shirt to Warriors Heart. But yeah, hey buddy, give us the AR, and then Dave can do his magic, and we'll get these things rolling.
Yeah. Hey. So in summation, guys, the Denver
Notice he didn't
Airport
start that
is,
with so.
In summation, the Denver airport is full of lizard people that apparently steal.
Did you saw the picture I sent you, buddy?
I did.
It's pretty
They
intense.
steal tools all the time. They also put up Masonic things. If you build a statue dedicated to Lucifer, it will fall on you and you will die. Don't do that. Let's just go through things. Don't go underneath the Denver airport. Lizard people. You know that's a TV show from the 80s, right? Everybody? Nobody remembers that?
No.
The V people, they were aliens. They wore like human faces. Some of them were not unattractive, but then they would rip their face off and like eat you.
I remember
nobody. Nope.
Interesting.
That's 90s, bro. And then
now the show's no longer a thing.
And then
Interesting.
To Mike from Warriors Heart, it's that if you call 855 960-5405, they will figure out how to get you to their program or someone's program, get funded and get some help. And the big thing is you got to pick up the phone. You got to make a phone call to help yourself. I've been dealing with somebody that we all kind of know that shall remain anonymous right now. And the same thing that I told him, I think is will resonate with other people. Like if you need help, your buddies, everybody around you will grab you by the arms and pick you up, but you got to shuffle your fucking feet a little bit. You got to give other people a little help.
Get the demon out.
And getting you forward momentum to where you want to be. Everyone wants to see you be successful. Everyone that's around you that loves you wants to give you a hand. When you don't ask for help, you're denying them the ability to do something that they want to do and that's going to feel good about it. When you don't ask for help, it's one of the most selfish things that you can do, because just like Mike said, we're all servants. We all want to help each other. That's why we were in the military. That's one thing that we all miss about being in the military is the camaraderie. The fact that we all depended on each other to watch our backs, that we depended on each other to clean rooms, to freaking, do battle drills. We depended on each other for everything. And the fact that you would have the fucking audacity and the gall to go through giant problems without fucking asking somebody to give you a hand is kind of kicking the face to all of the people that serve with you and want to be there to give you a help or to give you some help, because that's what makes us happy, is to help you. So when you don't ask for help, you're fucking us. So don't fuck us. Ask for help. Pick up a phone call or pick up a phone and make a call. Anyway, on to Dave. So you could you could see this on Spotify and YouTube and Facebook, and if you go to the
but hey,
That's good, buddy.
Underground.
Dave, that was a great AAR, and so a lot of the viewers that they probably dropped off by now, but they were wondering why was Buddy looking down writing. That's what that was. All right, he just nailed the AAR. So a great job, buddy.
He did it all.
Great job, buddy. That was great. Dave, close us out, buddy.
I think Buddy closed us out. I mean,
all right.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
Spotify, Apple, iTunes, all that kind of stuff.
All that good stuff. Go on YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe, do what you need to do. Go to shop.VeteranTrashTalk.com. Check out some of our awesome merch. Go to gruntworksclothing.com. Same merch. All awesome, all good stuff. We'll catch you guys next Saturday. Love y'all. Baseman BTT out. Boom.